reception of the show started out, the first few episodes aired, and everybody was kind of, well, this is kind of intriguing here. Let me stick with this. And then things just kind of exploded, and everybody kind of goes crazy for it. Did you feel that as you guys were watching the show progress while it was in season?
We during the airing, I think we did. I mean, although the numbers weren't huge, the online we could feel it, and we could feel people were watching in a lot of other ways. Mm-hmm. And then, the thing that was really shocking to us was after the final episode ended, it didn't let up. TAC got the Critics' Choice Award, and more and more people kept watching, and Clone Club grew hugely. It was very surprising for us. Yeah,
I think that though, I think we knew early on that we had, we had shot, we had a bunch of pretty good episodes, and knew that the shows kind of got better. And so it was interesting watching people talk about the show and review the show, and is this like it, but are they going to be able to keep it up? Mm-hmm. Are they going to be able to manage? And we're kind of going hee. Just wait until we show them this.
And the reaction to Tatiana is just mind blowing. Like everyone, how she manages and balances all those different characters and roles.
I have no idea how she does it.
Are people asking you where did you find her? Where did she come from? How did you find her? What was the process like getting her?
I had worked with her prior. Okay. I had cast her in a feature film. I had made a movie called Ginger Snaps and had made a sequel to that. And so she was young, that was 10 years ago.
I watched it last Halloween.
Did you?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, so she plays she's got a hilarious little character in that, and that's where I knew her from. Our partners, Temple Street, David and Ivan, they had also had a relationship with her. So
couple projects.
A couple, nothing big, but we certainly knew her.
The Virgin Mary's pretty big,
but they didn't do that.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah, Nativity.
Oh,
they were involved in that. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well there you go. But we went through this like a normal. How you would normally cast something. I think that everybody in the beginning, though, the decision that we did make is we decided we aren't looking for a name. We want to discover someone. It was really important. I wanted the experience of, when I went to see Social Network, I'd never seen Armie Hammer before. I had no clue that dude didn't have a twin brother, right? And so honestly, it wasn't until 3 months later that someone went, no, that was the same actor playing both parts. I was like, what? No way. And so I wanted that kind of experience for the audience, right? And so we kind of all decided we're gonna find someone cool and new.
And we had to, because of the way we're financed, we had to cast a Canadian. So we couldn't go to England. We couldn't go to the States. We had to find her in our pool. In our backyard.
And which was a bit, you go, okay, well that's just, now you've limited, we're lucky. I mean, we're just lucky. We found Tat, right?
Yeah, someone with that crazy combination of skills that can pull that off, who can shift gears that fast, and who can be that nuanced with character.
I saw, she was talking on the Nerdist, she has a good improv background, so I'm sure that helped a lot. Does that come into play at all when you're shooting, or?
Well, it does, because she finds stuff all the time. She can find stuff, right? And she's not someone who she comes very prepared. She has done her work. She knows the scripts. She knows she's got her accent. She knows all this stuff, but she's also really an actor who likes to live in the moment. She's really someone who is so directable. You can kind of go, hey, do you want to try this? And she's very good at just trying anything. She loves that part. She doesn't have that ego or some actors get very fearful of if you're working outside of the box with them or trying to push them to do something that they haven't prepared for. they get a lot of actors can get freaky deaky on you, and that's not her. That's where she thrives, right? Whenever you're trying to push her outside of where she thinks her limits are, or where like things that she hadn't thought of, she loves that. And that's where you find all these little interesting little details in the characters, like
Jordan.
Like
Jordan too is very
same.
He's good that way, and they like when they get together in a scene, they like to find something between the two of them, between those characters.
In casting, we did chemistry reads with her and Jordan in the same room, and that's kind of how we wound up casting both of them too, because they were both really, really good together. So.
And until I saw the special features, I thought he was actually British.
Yeah, I know, isn't that crazy? And you know what the funny thing is? Like all season long, I don't think I ever heard him speak without his British accent.
Okay.
Even at lunchtime. Like from the
He
beginning
stays
of the
there.
day to the end of the day.
He comes as Felix.
It was wild.
You get full Felix all day long.
Yeah, that's cool. And the same goes for her. I mean, if she comes to set, if she's playing Allison that day, she'll come to set as Allison. Or if she's playing Sarah, she is doing British accent all day long. Same with Helene. Like it's like she is just in that character all day. Not like she's acting weird on you or anything like that, but she will speak and inhabit the character and try and keep herself in that, in whatever shape it is. Like with Helena, it's a certain kind of a weight to her walk, that she maintains, and a certain tone of voice,
She's got to, because then she's going to have to turn around and often in the same day put on another character. And if she doesn't
It's trippy.
wear the character and inhabit the character, it's that's how she keeps it all straight.
Now, did you guys conceive of all of the clones prior to starting the show, or did Tatiana come on board and you start to see some of the things you can do? Well, hey, we can go in a couple of other different directions here.
No, we pretty much had
I think we
conceived
knew.
of them.
I think we knew them all for season 1. Now that we know, now that we have this thing, now it's kind of, the show is a bit more established. We kind of, I think we kind of go, whoa, okay. I bet you she'd be really good at
Now
this. I bet you she'd be really good at this. We should talk about this. And we've sat with her a bunch of times, sort of spitballing ideas and trying to go, hey, we're thinking about this. What do you think? And trying to make sure that she, like, we want to challenge her. But we don't want to give her something that she's just like, I don't know if we're going to do like Spanish gangsta clown, right? You know what I mean? I don't know if that's really, or...
But we do...
You wanted to do that, didn't you?
See? We do, we knew Rachel was coming, and so several episodes ahead, we went to Tat and said, so this is what we're thinking for this character, and involve her in the process and get her on the accent and get her inhabiting and involved and input into the style and the character herself.
Yeah.
So I'm sure she'll come into play in season 2, and Mrs. S has something going on. Are there any sneak peeks you're offering people to season 2?
Well, I think it's
we love Maria.
Yeah, we love Maria.
Maria's one of our
we want to use Maria more, so we got some interesting surprises with her. And then, Sarah has, she's kind of started a war with Rachel. So I think we can pretty much, we won't be skipping a year ahead a year. I think the show is gonna pretty much pick up where it left off and just charge.
That's sort of that's sort of our show though, is like every episode is like a chapter in a bigger story, so it feels right to like just keep going like that.
Feels like a go global.
Now, you guys went to a pretty. I mean, the show is not super light to begin with, but you guys, I felt like, went to a really, really dark place. In the finale, especially. She's sitting there watching who she thinks is the monitor. Choked to death, basically. Is that trend gonna continue into season 2?
Well,
We like the darkness.
we do.
And then we like to spike it with dark humor.
But it's dark humor, right? It's like, it's funny, people were unsettled by that. We just laughed our guts out of it. Sort of the scarf and the carburetor, right?
That was great.
We just thought it was hilarious, but people were kind of like shocked. really shocked. Like, actually, oh my God,
I
Allison
understand.
let her die, and okay, you're right. We have to. I think that's something that we got to deal with in season 2. I think it's something that Allison's got to deal with. I think that if Allison were ever to discover the truth, because we know now, by the end of the finale, that Donnie's her monitor, right?
Right.
I mean, that's essentially what we suddenly. This is kind of the. So Allison's gonna.
So there's an
if she ever
interesting
figures that out,
story
she's
to
gonna
unpack
have
there, too,
a lot of guilt, and
Her head's gonna explode.
I know. I'm afraid for her. Oh my gosh.
She could over
She's gonna go off the rails.
So were there ever any TV shows or films that you admired and really love or geek out over that kind of maybe inspired you
Yeah, big time.
with this series?
When we first came up with the concept, it was quite a while ago, 2003 when we first started batting around the idea and trying to build it. We were totally into Memento.
Memento is the big one, just in terms of the way the mystery of Memento unfolded, where you were just like uncertain of the world, right? It's someone,
Not chopping up time, but just that sense of dislocation and pace.
yeah,
Um,
and discovering it from the main character's point of view,
yeah.
right?
And then television at the time, we were both into X-Files. We were both into Alias was a big one, but just because Alias was so much fun. And we wanted the show about, we didn't want it to be like the ponderous clones. We wanted it to be, we saw that it could be really fun. You could do really cool visual stuff with it. And so Alias was a big one.
And tonally, I think 6 Feet Under was a kind of also a bit of an inspiration.
Yeah.
Because I love the humor of 6 Feet Under, and it was always really important that our show had a lot of humor to it, right? Because I think, I don't know, I just see I see a lot of shows just kind of that are dry. I just find it when it's not funny. I don't know. I get worried that people we start thinking that we're taking things too seriously, you know? And I don't know. I think it's fun to sort of poke fun at yourself sometimes too. So
The other couple of other ones that are really sort of influential would be like
Lost,
Breaking Bad.
and Lost, and
Breaking Bad storytelling like that. How the fuck are they going to get out of this?
Breaking Bad was a big one.
Yeah.
This is like a genre version of Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Breaking Bad, and then what else? Anyway, that's a bunch.
And Battlestar. I like about all the
Bit of
clone.
Battlestar.
There's a lot of like clone shenanigans in Battlestar. that I thought
Tarantino
was
for
pretty
me
cool.
too. Any Tarantino movie for
All the Comic-Con
case
staples.
point.
I guess. Yeah. Well, that's why we're here. Honestly, like when it's kind of a joke, but not really a joke. Where we're like, we want to make a show just so we can go to Comic-Con with it. We've never been before, right? When we cast Tatiana, we all went out for lunch and we went, by the way, hey, we're gonna go to Comic-Con next year with this show in July. She's like, okay. She'd never been there either.
Guys, we're running out of time, so last 2 questions, yeah?
Okay.
You mentioned pace. How important is just the 10 episode, structure? Because that allows you guys. It seems like it really allows you guys to go and burn through a lot of plot. You don't have to take an episode to kind of pull back or anything like that. You can just keep going forward.
Well, yeah, it's a manageable. Because to get the pace, you got to have a dense plot, and it's got to be driving and forward, and yet it's a mystery, so you don't want answers all the time. So it's a real balancing act, and we're constantly like moving stuff from the back end forward to fill it out and make it richer and make it move faster. So if it was 13, which we briefly, had discussed. It's that much more relentless. It seems like our kind of pace fits 10 episodes. It's like hey man, it's a 10-hour movie or 9 hours by the end of it.
Well, plus also too, just we have one actor who pretty much plays the entire cast is one actor.
It'd be
I shouldn't say it, but the entire female cast is like, yeah, it is, right? And so it's just,
You're not going to do 26.
It's impossible, right? So when they started there was some discussion about 13 in season 2, and Graeme and I both just looked at each other and went, we can't do it, man. Like, we almost killed her last year. We can't, we got to be careful. I mean, she's our main, she's our star. We got to be, she needs a break too. And I think that in season 2, one of the things, now that we've established the world, I think you'll see a few more of our supporting cast have more significant storylines and play in a little bit more. Just, honestly, just not because we don't love Tat and not because we love, it's just literally we've got to rest her a little bit more. We really do. So we don't burn her out, so that we can see a bunch of seasons of a show, right? Because we've got tons of ideas. We don't want to just keep going.